Alright, are you having issues with your Wolverine MovieMaker Pro? Maybe you had an issue with the backlight that went out. We ran across this after a few years of use. I want to show you what we found and how you can do a little diagnosis, and hopefully it's as simple as we found. So disassembly, fairly easy. On the back side, you're going to have 6 screws. You need to take those out and be careful about that. Once you get it apart, we're kind of going backwards here because I've already got the assembly out. So to get the assembly out, see if I can do this with one hand here. You're going to have a couple connections. Up top here is going to be the sensors connections for the whole assembly. Down here, you're going to disconnect those. You're going to want to mark these because they're identical. Know where they put them back. You've got another connection over here for your servo motor for your advance of your actual reel. And right here, this little guy, that's actually your backlight. That is the LED. Everything's going to be tucked around this hold down. And to get the whole assembly out, you have to take the front panel off. And it's pretty easy. You've got a couple tiny screws all the way around the sides here. Take that out, because you have to snake some wires through this hole to get the assembly out. So you're going to take that front panel out. And once you take screws out, it comes off from the bottom and it kind of lifts up to the top. Then you can snake your whole assembly out. Now, the issue was we went to go use it and I had no backlight. Tried a couple resets, didn't work. So we took it apart, labeled everything, checked the sensors. Now there's 2 sensors in here, and I'm assuming they're optical sensors. And let's see if we can get a good picture of this with the little that we have to work with. So, let's see. We're going to scroll in here and zoom in. Going to be hard to see. So right in there you've got, let's see, oh man, bear with me here. If you see that little, can you hold this light? I got Pops here, he's going to give me a hand. I need to shine right in through here. So come this way a little bit. There we go, perfect. So right in there you've got this little fork, and that is actually going to show the advancement of the wheel. And you'll see it goes in, and it's breaking a contact between a little infrared diode and a receiver. So you have 2 little switches. They're optical. So if you have issues with that, you could blow them out. There's one on this side, and there's also one right there. And that was for the tape type. And if you see, it breaks that connection, the optical connection. So clean those out if you got some issues. But the LED is actually, it's a flat panel LED. And if you look down in here, you've got 2 wires that come out. Bear with me on the focus here. And they sneak out right here. So that small little connector with the wire gets connected to the board up here. And first thing we did is we just did a visual, pulled everything apart. Next step is I wanted to actually measure if we had voltage out of this connector for the backlight. And there was about 3.5 volts. Perfect. Next step is we wanted to actually power up the LED. And we did that by crude method, is we took a battery, connections out of a remote. And in series, you're going to have, about 3.1 volts we had. So we just jumped some wires, got our 3.1 volts, and we jumped to this connector, observing the polarity, red to red, black to black, negative to negative, positive to positive, and the LED turned on. So what we're assuming was the cause was just a bad connection between here and the actual board. So maybe you get as lucky as we did, but while we were in here, we're going to clean it up just a bit, put it back together, and everything should be good. So if you got one of these Wolverines. Maybe this will help you out. We weren't able to really find anything online. But while you're in here, is a good time to clean everything up. Get into here. Everything else on this looked fine. But those optical switches, you could have issue with dust if you're in a dusty place. And then as well as you've got your camera actual lens that points down into your shutter. And it's a good time to maybe spray that out too. So, 2 thumbs up.
Hey, 2 thumbs up.
All right.